Hello and welcome to Stories, the True and the Fictional, the podcast that revolves around one central theme, stories and the people that tell them. We'll talk about movies, TV shows, video games, historical events and weird news headlines. There's really no topic we won't touch. But it doesn't stop there. If you've got a story, something funny or random that may have happened to you or a friend, send it to thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com. Until then, it's story time.
Welcome to today's news today tonight. Here are the top stories from today, read to you tomorrow. Congressman Jamie Biden asked to step down after it was determined he had zero marital affairs. How can we trust a man who doesn't cheat on his wife? The Eastern Chinese Army invade northern China after the southern borders were crossed and international treaties broke down over the western border, and the conflict will soon span all of the northern hemisphere. Man discovers almost clockwork. Once a month, his wife becomes irritable, irrational, emotional, leading to only one conclusion. His wife's clearly a Russian spy. News site forced to apologize after telling down the line hard-hitting journalism without any biased opinion. Funding will soon be pulled from this site without moral integrity. And finally, is your mailman secretly a socialist? Tune in at 11 and find out on today's news today tonight. Welcome to Stories, the True and the Fictional. I am, of course, one of your hosts, Chris Park, still suffering from my cursed infliction of being born with a Skeletor-sounding voice. But I am, of course, not here to talk about myself, or else I'd be doing that all day. I'm, of course, joined by J.A. Bryden, a man who is known as the most infamous gold cattle statue maker of all the Bible. But I believe he's been falsely accused and maligned. Now, I want you to run me through the events. Moses goes up the hill to get some commandments. You just happen to be a gold worker. You make a cow. People start worshipping it. And then all of a sudden, how is that your fault? Please tell me your side of this story.
Well, I did toss up I had the idea. I did toy with the idea of maybe possibly putting a warning label on there saying side effects may cause kneeling and flailing hands.
Yep.
May cause you to give up on your convictions. Easily distractible. This is. I'm taking a book out of the Big Pharma catalog.
Yep, of course.
I need at least 3 pages of side effects.
Side effects include exactly.
Yeah, but it's, if I'm being honest, I made it as a little bit of a joke. Kind of like how the Ouija board was made by Mattel.
Yep, absolutely.
I was just I'm like, wouldn't it be funny? And it was until it escalated.
And escalated did. Moses came down, saw the idol worship, shattered the 10 Commandments, had to go back and get them again. I mean, and that's somehow your fault. It's insane.
Fun fact, that was the exact moment Kirby Enthusiasm music was created.
That's when Wesley was invented. Oh,
yeah.
Well, you've since given up your gold crafting, which again, it's a shame because they're beautiful cows, and if you're interested in buying one of these many beautiful cows that for legal purposes are not idols and not to be worshipped, you can head over to J.A. Bryden in his Facebook account and all of his Instagram handles.
And just one more thing on that. You know why I really stopped?
Why?
It's because all the libertarians started collecting, precious metals. So there's nothing left for me to work with,
You're right. What are you going to build it out of? Bitcoins?
No, paddle pop sticks. Yeah.
Paddle pop sticks. Speaking of paddle pop sticks and creepy Candyman vans and other things, I'm of course joined by a man who I believe is one of the most misunderstood humans in society. We've all seen the news stories. We've all seen the footage. We've all heard of the horrific events. But Ryan D. Haig's clown candy vans for young boys was a completely innocent venture. Ryan, could you please explain why people assume the worst of your idea of selling candy to children in vans dressed as a clown, and why? To me, that sounds completely innocent.
Well, that's exactly right. Kids love candy.
Mm-hmm.
The old expression, taking candy from a baby. They need to get the candy somewhere.
Of
And then,
course.
in the last 20 years, these goddamn pedophiles just come and ruin my business.
I know, right? Again, an honest man like yourself,
Trying to make a living.
Trying to make a living. I mean, there's so many flashy gimmicks out there to attract business. You're thinking, you know what? Candy van, yep, awesome. We'll sell to children. I'll go near schools because that's where the kids are. I'll dress up as clowns because kids love clowns. And all of a sudden, Dateline and all 60 Minutes is all over you, shutting down the business. Again, I tell you,
it's absolutely horrible. First it was the Catholic Church. Now it's the pedophiles. I can't seem to get a win. And how am I supposed to feed my family?
Exactly.
If I can't sell candy to small children.
I mean, you only have one possible future,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a clearly Netflix executive. No, oh, damn.
Why Netflix and not Disney?
Oh, again, look, as much as we rag on Disney, they didn't release cuties. Netflix did. So again, I can only really refer to what we know. Speaking of cuties and all things weird and pedophilia.
Our sponsor.
Wow.
You ruined it, Jamie. That was a perfect segue for our sponsor read. And now I'm not doing it, Jamie. You do it now. You've ruined it. You've ruined the perfect segue.
This episode is brought to you by Michael Vasily, barristers and solicitors. He actually gave up his second ad at the movies to give it to us of all things. But I
was very disappointed on the other day when I went to the movies and there was only one Michael Vasily, one Michael Vasily ad. I was in tears. I wanted to leave. I said, look, I don't care that I've paid to see this movie. I paid Vasily ads and only got one. And
100%.
Go on, Jamie. Do the sponsor read now to ruin my perfect read.
And I just on Michael Vasily's ads are 90% less hookers now. So I'm
man, ruined the ads.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say speaking of hookers.
Yes, Jamie, do it. Do the sponsor read correctly.
Speaking of romantic ladies of the night, there you go.
There you go.
Speaking of Rebecca Cassells and the Rising Dawn series, check it out on Amazon for all things lovely, like my friend Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill is a super hot guy, and he needs to hook up with Kat Graham. Kat Graham is a super pretty lady. I'm not going to say other words, even though I am Arnold Schwarzenegger. So check out Rebecca Cassells and the Rising Dawn series on Amazon for werewolf romance and characters modeled off Henry Cavill.
Wow,
and Kat Graham.
If our sponsorship hadn't been pulled yet, I'm sure that was the last straw. So,
well, I know it would have been fine if Jamie would let me do my damn read correctly and without insinuation and fear mongering. Now, Jamie, speaking of your fear mongering, what have you been doing this weekend?
What have we been doing this week? Week.
Yes.
Well, I did my tax. That was fun.
So how much did the government fuck you?
Not that much.
Did they at least do some spitting on the hand for some lube? Like, did they at least attempt something?
No, it's actually a pretty good. It's actually going to set me up a new laptop. So, so it'll make editing this podcast so much more quicker because it's just my current one doesn't have the power. But apart from that, sadly, I meant to start Final Fantasy 16. It's preloaded. It's loaded. It's all ready to go. But I can't let go of the stupid. I must finish the game I've been playing before me, and I'm so close. And I tried to quit, but it bested me. It's this stupid Jurassic World Evolution 2 like
It's
park
the sequel
builder.
to the park simulation game. Is that correct?
Yes, it is, and it is so annoying. Like I have never been so frustrated. I played it while I was away on holidays, and it took like 5 to 6 hours to do one level. I'm doing challenge mode.
Why?
Because they keep you got to get to 5 stars, and then it's like you get to 4.9, and then you go yes, nearly there, and then there's a storm, and then you got to close all your shelters. Everyone's got to go to the bunkers, and then because everyone's in the bunkers, your star goes all the way back down to 1, and then the storm
Sounds
passes.
riveting.
Oh no, the one that drove me insane was it's basically takes place right after the first movie. Not Jurassic World. You know how like all that stuff happened in the Mosasaurus and blah, blah, blah. And just everything is screwed. There's dinosaurs everywhere, and you got to catch all the dinosaurs, put all the power back on, and it was just that's when I almost quit.
But you see, it doesn't sound like you're having fun.
No, but I am stubborn. I've never
But
been
I mean,
so.
why would you?
I've never been so stubborn about a game since Ninja Gaiden.
But is it like correct me if I'm wrong, and you know, me as a humble seller of monkey paws, I might be incorrect in my assumptions on this, but isn't games meant to be fun? And maybe you can buy one of my monkey paws and you could potentially wish the game better.
I might take you up on that offer. But no, it's frustrating the hell out of me. But I'm nearly there.
You sound like
there.
an addict.
No, yeah. Well, when it comes to finishing things, I'm like, yes, I have to. But it won't be the game that I will do absolutely everything on. I just want to unlock everything and then move on to some sweet, apparently English Japanese game done correctly.
It is the best English Japanese game done correctly in a while, and I still found it hard to play anything afterwards, and I'm still trying to recover from that from playing it. And so, great game. You'll definitely appreciate it once you actually start playing it. What about you, the Heg? What have you been doing this week?
Not a lot of gaming. I mean, I've taken a little bit of a break from Final Fantasy because I'm just past the halfway point, so I'm just taking a little bit of a break. I'm playing this game, which is part of the PlayStation Plus collection called I Am Setsuna.
Oh, I Am Setsuna. I do know. Yes.
Yeah, it's really great, like old school JPRG. I'm pretty much 75% through because it's one of those games where once you start playing, you can't stop. So yeah, I just thought I'd have a little bit of a break, and then go back and finish Final Fantasy. Other than that, I've been watching the CW Flash show. I've started, now that it's all over and said and done with, I've started watching 2 episodes a night, and I'm making my way through.
Chris is shaking his head.
I know, I saw that.
Hey, Chris, you cannot complain until he's out of season 1 or 2. Well, when did it go bad for you?
I believe when he sung to his wife to propose to her. I think that was probably.
I fell off initially when I think it was the beginning of season 5.
Yeah.
Where Nora came into it. That's where I fell off, but I'm willing to give it. Now that it's all finished,
so Chris, from now on, you cannot complain unless you at first ask him where he's up to.
I'm up to season 1, episode 6 at the moment.
Look, the fact that he's the fastest man in the universe, but the villain just went outside and got a little head start at him, and he's lost him completely. Like, in the 5 seconds, you're standing there going, oh, I've lost them. You could run around all of Star City, every back street, and then locate the human on foot. But no. They left the building. They must be gone. This is. I mean, again,
but look, otherwise, every episode would be finished in 30 seconds.
And let's not forget. Okay, and I don't want to like sound like I'm one of those people that climb upon giant soapboxes and things.
You totally are.
I'm Dutch. I have wooden shoes that count as soapboxes. No, just kidding. But what about the war crime? Where they basically go, well, I'm going to imprison all of these metahumans in these tiny, tiny cells with no food, with no drink, with no like judicial process, until eventually someone mentioned to them, and then they go, oh no, we're just holding them until we transfer. Like, no, 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 someone mentioned it to you, and then you went, oh yeah, we're doing like war crimes. We're doing like legit war crimes. Like, there's not even any windows in those cells. The only window they have is when they actually come down to interrogate them. Then the big steel thing shut. So you're taking a human, putting him inside of an airtight sealed room, the side like with barely enough room to like.
So basically, colonial Australia.
Like there's rules in America about like isolation and like how that like because after you put a human in isolation for a little bit, they go fucking insane. Because they're going, well, yeah, no wonder why when these villains when they escape they are even worse because Barry Allen tortured them.
Maybe that's why they're insane in the first place. Yeah.
Could be. But anyway, look.
I digress.
Having said that, it's still a fine show. It was better than I thought it had any right to be. And like I thought they did some things very well. I did like some of the crossover events. So, it wasn't all terrible.
Ones. The early ones.
The early
crossovers.
Early crossover events, absolutely. And honestly, that show did give birth to one of the best TV Superman around, and Lois Lane.
Exactly.
So
exactly,
unfortunately, we had to sit through all of Supergirl before we got to the Superman. But again, that's a whole separate.
I watched like half an episode of Supergirl, and I was just like, nope.
Well, the only Supergirl I've seen is part of the crossover. So
no, I'll watch it if it's part of the crossover because I have to because she's there. But like,
But did you end up watching Superman and Lois season 3 yet, Chris?
No, I went back to the start of season 1 again. And the main reason was because it's been a while. I actually forgot some of the events that were happening.
Yeah.
And so I got up to season. I was like, started season 2. And I was going, oh wait, why is that? Like what? And then so I went, you know what? Screw this. Going back to the start. Yeah. And again, whoever scored that show.
Oh.
Whoever understood that. They must be the most dangerous pastor in all of Christian churches to go, how do we get people to follow our beliefs? I know. Violin, light piano, go. And then you hear the violin and cello, the light piano, then it's like going, oh my goodness, like look at the Superman. That's a true Superman. Like it's just
don't start. Clark Superman.
You know what's really funny? There's that new TV cartoon series where like Superman's apparently Sailor Moon and like it's really funny. They were going like, oh, he's like super weird and campy, and Lois Lane's this tomboyish thing. They go, how come the people that created She-Ra and turned it shit? How did this happen again? What it's like? How did you not see this happening? Like, how did you not? But then, having said that, the channel they put on in America was like this unknown, obscure channels. They didn't even
Adult Swim.
Yeah, so clearly DC knew it was shit and went, okay, just fucking get it, like, get it.
Well, Adult Swim's the one which gives us Robot Chicken, and there's been a lot of DC crossovers with that, so I'm assuming that's why it went there. But I've downloaded it. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
So I'm looking up the guy who did the score for Superman and Lois. His name is Dan Romer.
Okay.
The only other thing on his IMDb that I recognize is The Good Doctor.
Okay.
Did something called Little Demon.
But clearly he knows a thing or two about scoring or something. Like clearly, great score, great score.
And he knows. Do you think it was a fluke?
I always wonder now, like
he's no Hans Zimmer, or.
I always wonder now about certain things about like, if does every Hollywood person have one success in them, just one fluke success, and then like tons of failures? Because that just seems to be the trend.
Yeah, well, Well, they say that only 1% of screenplays that are written get made. So I'm going to say that it's hard, difficult to have hits.
Well, based upon box office, it's almost impossible to have hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, we don't want to get into the whole
Well, yeah.
you guys can't write for shit because
Yeah.
I think the stock market's doing a perfectly fine job for that in terms of like making sure that the finances that they're seeing.
Yeah.
Again, and not to malign just the hilarity of this point, but Fran Dresser, the nanny,
Mm-hmm.
how is she head of the acting union? Like,
Is she really?
yes. And she's like, and I've heard her speak. She's very, she's she's literally like, we will fight them on the beaches. We will fight them we will not bow down to tyranny. I'm like, the current conversation of it's millionaires versus billionaires in terms of how much money people should. Like she does have some valid points. I will admit that the SAG Actors Guild are making some valid points about like, we don't want to be completely replaced by AI robots. I'm going, okay, sure, that's fine. I get that. And then they're saying we want 11% pay rise each year. I'm like going, okay, get fucked. That seems a little excessive. 11%, like.
Shouldn't it, like, correct me if I'm wrong, and probably am wrong, shouldn't it be like, you get paid to do a movie and then you get a percentage on how successful the movie is?
That's what it's supposed to be.
See, that is what happens if the movie's on at the movies. And this is the one thing I actually will agree on the Actors Guild on, is that
streaming,
they have no residuals, or they have weird residuals because streaming companies generally hide how much, like, they don't have to say how successful a show was. And because it's all subscription, it's very hard for them to argue that, like, my show brought in X number of users.
Yeah.
It's like they probably didn't. Like, for example, there was that guy from She-Hulk who got like a residual check for $300. I was going, dude, I've seen She-Hulk. You should be lucky that you got $300. Like, you're like, you should be really. But having said that, apparently those I was hearing someone else talk about the residuals. And they were still saying that they're still getting residual checks from like a movie that they were in for like years ago. They said one line, but they were getting like thousands of dollars a month or something for residual checks and things. So I'm going, and same for TV as well. So I'm going, so I do understand that for streaming, yes, 100%. If your show is successful, you should get residual checks, because a lot of those actors, they don't go from gig to gig. That one gig that has to last them considerable time before they actually get up a new gig. And also if they're extra background actors and things of that nature, again, it's even harder. It's not like Tom Cruise or someone who gets $100 million for a movie and then can just not work for the next 10 years, or Chris Hemsworth who goes, oh, I don't like being rich. Do Extraction 2. How much are you going to pay me? $22 million. Oh, I guess I'll take the $22 million. Oh, I don't like being rich. Like, going, like, you can ask for less, but clearly, I'm not sure if you really don't mind being rich or if you're just a bit embarrassed how much people are paying you. So I get, So Fran's points are valid for the vast majority of actors that she's sort of like supporting. She's not really supporting the 1% because they're fine, but they have enough money. She's trying to like get the money for the TV guys and the mid tier, which is I get that. And also Disney are assholes, so take the money, sure. But nothing's being filmed and no scripts are being written. Nothing's being filmed, so I guess it's gonna be a bit of a dry spell in terms of entertainment for a while.
Well, let's spin this into other disappointments.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I was disappointed this week because of the music industry. Like I'm realizing how bad a lot of it is now. And like some people have said, we peaked in the 90s as a race, as humans.
Yep, I agree.
Entertainment, music. So guys at work are playing the radio. They fight over the radio. They flick between this station and that station, and somehow we ended up on Triple J. Right?
Yep.
Ryan would remember Triple J back in the day.
Yeah, isn't it called Double J now or something?
No, it's still Triple J.
It's still Triple J? Okay, yeah, I do remember Triple J.
So they had this Artist of the Week interview came on with talking to this chick. I forget her name, but she starts saying all the right things. Like, oh, I come from a musical family. My dad's in a band. He's really cool. I used to always walk into the room and he'd be listening to Eric Clapton and The Clash, and I'm like, ooh, like some decent artists. And then they play her song, and I've never been so like literally. These are the lyrics: sweat on your head, sweat in your bed, sweat on your legs, sweat.
Wow.
And I'm like, and so you've been influenced by Eric Clapton and The Clash, and you producing this.
Well, what's the song called?
I'm gonna say Sweat.
I'm gonna say Sweat. I think it's someone. It's an Aussie artist, so you probably hate it even more, Chris. Do you want to go down this rabbit hole?
Yes.
Well, I mean, this is why I stopped listening to music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's me saying, as someone who's in a band for 20 years, I stopped listening to music. I don't listen to music anymore.
Oh no, I listen to music, but like, it's either an artist that I've known for a while, or like I don't listen to anything new. Just Chris, while you're Google, I think it's Triple J Artist of the Week or something.
Triple J
Artist of the Week, Sweat.
Artist of the Week.
20 years ago, okay. These were the artists that were on Triple J 20 plus years ago. Ben Folds, Foo Fighters, Frenzal Rom, Melancholy, Something for Kate, Grinspoon, NoFX, Rage Against the Machine, Smashing Pumpkins, Body Jar, MXPX, Fatboy Slim, Killing Heidi, Limp Bizkit, and the number one song in the Triple J Hottest 100 in year 2000 was a Powderfinger song.
Yep.
I don't love all those bands, but they're better than what we got today.
Oh, definitely.
I can't find anything about this individual.
Hang on, give me a sec.
She's so obscure, not even Google could help me with this one.
She's called Gimme.
Gimme.
Gimmy.
Wait. Gimmy.
Yep. So just write Gimme and then Sweat, but and hopefully it won't take you to Pornhub.
Wait. G
or GG or
no, GIMMY. You found her yet?
Okay. That took fucking forever.
And then you're like, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm going.
Like honestly, it's like this is like Artist of the Week, the quality coming out of Australian radio at the moment.
Wow, this is painful. I'm actually this is
what are you?
Fuck.
I told you. And she's influenced by Eric Clapton and The Clash, and it's I was just like
I'm sure that the song's a joke. That has to be a joke, right? That has to be not real.
Well, look, it could be a parody. It could be intentionally bad. I only heard one interview.
There's no one writes songs that stupid.
Well, clearly they do. I mean, imagine Chris, if I came to you and it's like, yeah, I'm an artist. Oh, look, I'm really heavily into Bon Jovi, Queen, just to name a few, and then I come out and I'm like, yeah, I like to play guitar. I want to buy a car. Ha 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 ha. Actually, that's better than that.
It's like no. Actually, Jamie, you're onto something with that. Again, look, Jamie.
Yeah.
We all know that if we're looking about music, and we've discussed this before, and it's been fairly clear, that 1997 is the greatest era or the greatest year of music that has ever lived.
Was it 97 or 98 that you said?
I think it's 97 or 90. Actually, I think it's 97. Yeah, 97.
Well, mid to late 90s.
But even that 1 year, 97 was just basically that just had so many fucking songs. It's insane.
Did you hear this saying? I think they said the worst year in music history was 1994. I
Mhm.
think it was 93 or 94, and that's because it was the year Kurt Cobain died and Justin Bieber was born.
Kurt Cobain died in 94, so it must have
Yeah.
been 94.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, 98 is the year that you're right, it was 98. Google Dolls, Pretty Fire for a White Guy, Slide. Wow, there's just everything came out that one year. Like,
Yeah. No, I agree because, like, we were in high school.
When You Believe by Mariah Carey. Holy cow! Like,
When she could sing and not
when she could sing,
make
exactly,
high pitched noises.
exactly. It's like going, whoa, just everything came out that year.
Mm-hmm.
What an amazing year of music.
Now, speaking of the 90s and how wonderful it was, you remember this old cartoon? Probably the finest Disney cartoon ever, Chris. Gargoyles.
Oh, Gargoyles.
How good was Gargoyles?
Gargoyles is the best show.
How bad is it that they're doing a movie?
I'm so concerned. I've never been more concerned in my entire life because that show had everything.
Yeah. And it had a really long season too.
Well, yeah, back then, sort it was like oh, how many episodes in the show? 66. Oh, so short season, eh? Okay, no worries. Let's a quick little knock that season out.
I'm just looking up the guy who's going to direct it.
Ryan Johnson.
No, really not. Kenneth
Branagh. Kenneth Branagh. Yeah. He did Thor. He did the first Thor.
He did the good for, yeah, exactly. So look, again, he did a decent Thor, and he wasn't really a comic book guy at all. And so he read a bunch of comics and went, "Oh, they use like these very like wide angles. So I'm just going to do the same thing in my movie." And people hated it, saying, "Why do you do so many Dutch angles?" And it goes, "Because that's how comic book panels look." Like, I'm going, yeah. I have no argument with that particular that statement because he just basically saw that the comics had lots of like these wide panels and just tried to shoot it very similar. I was like, cool.
Yeah. But he's done a lot of flops as well. He did the Cinderella movie, Artemis Fowl, a movie called The Magic Flute. But, I mean, let's see. Let's see what he's written.
Look, it could have been a worse director, is what I'll say. It could have been a worse.
You never know. Anyway, but like me and Chris said, we've already casted Eliza for him.
Yeah, Eliza Maza is the most easiest casting of all time. You just Cat Graham. Now, do you think Henry Cavill could play Goliath?
Okay, well, knowing that Goliath will be CGI and Keith David is still alive, would you want
Actually,
the returning
we
voice?
want Keith David's voice. You're right. The Keith David Goliath voice.
Yeah. There's no reason because all those actors would probably still be alive. And I don't know.
Okay.
They're all perfect.
Hear me out.
Okay, yeah.
So Eliza Maza as Cat Graham, Eliza Maza.
Mm-hmm.
David Xanatos.
Ooh.
That will be Henry Cavill.
I can. Yeah, you know what? I can see it.
Yep.
I can somehow. No, I'm not going to say that. No. I almost. But probably because the cartoon version looks similar. I like Robert Downey Jr. might do a decent job.
Well, yeah, because it's got the beard.
But I'm like, yeah, and I'm just like, I'm typecasting. I'm
typecasting him based on his face.
Yeah. No, but I think Henry Cavill could do that.
Because remember that he eventually became a married father and a family man. David Xanatos went from villain to, I guess you could call, uneasy ally or
what was
friend even. You'd almost call that eventually.
There's some line that went around that was like so deep, like from this cartoon that he made. I can't remember what it is. There was a meme that went around. It was going no greater line than it was like something very, very poetic. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to leave that open ended and
Because you can't remember what the line was, can you?
no.
Well, I know he said a lot. I think he said a lot of times, was it, yeah, pay a man enough and he'll walk barefoot into hell.
Yes, that's the line.
Ah, yes. Pay a man enough and he'll walk barefoot into hell.
Yeah.
Love that line, actually. That's a...
Man, now I feel like watching Gargoyles.
To
To the high seas!
To the-
No, it's on. I think it's on
Plus,
Disney.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. He was a villain, but then, like, I guess he made a lot of people feel a little bit uncomfortable about, villains because he was all suave and, like, stylish and,
Yeah. You mean a charismatic villain that can, kind of
Exactly.
get we don't do that around here.
No, we don't do that around here. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
like, again, look. Will Disney go back eventually and farm gargoyles for something? Yes.
Yeah.
But
To be
before
honest,
they do gargoyles, they have another property I think that'll go very well in today's society, which is their cartoon American Dragon with Jake Long.
Oh, that's going back. Jeez.
I think that show was ahead of its time. Fully Asian main cast. Brooklyn hood boy turns into a dragon. His father was a Chinese dragon, so he turns into a Chinese dragon because his mother married a white dude. He turned into like a more Western style dragon. It was, and great show. His arch rival, or his nemesis, the Huntress, was also the girl he liked in class, and I don't know how he didn't notice for the first season that it was the same girl because it literally looked like it. That they're, but it's one of those cartoon things going, oh yeah, you got a mask on. No, I can't tell you that. I can't tell that's you. It's clearly not you. But still, great show.
It's like that meme with Joey. The classic like where he's smiling and then he goes, his eyes open.
Yes.
Yeah, but it said super Clark Kent takes his glasses off to clean them. random citizen.
I just think, again, I know that's not what Clark Kent does, but I just think it's really funny that when Clark Kent, or when Kal-El wants to be like a human, he's like, I'm Clark Kent. Look how dumb I am. I'm a human. I fall over a lot. Oh, I can't do my taxes. I'm always like going, wow.
Well, it's
Kryptonian racism coming right out there.
No, but it's perfect because it makes sense. Like he's charismatic and he's got to pretend like he's a klutz. And I think that takes a lot of talent to pretend like you're a klutz when you're like Superman.
But it does sort of make sense, like. But the funny thing is, it makes sense because of big city like stigmatism as well. Why it works so well. So here's this dude coming in. He's 6'4", muscular, ripped. And they go, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Kansas. Oh, yep, dumb deal. Oh, hello, farm boy. Oh, look at you, you big dumb farm boy.
Yeah.
So immediately they just got that attitude about him, and he can just play into it. Like, yep, sure, no worries. Yeah, I'm from. I grew up on a farm. I'm from Kansas. They go, oh, big dumb Kansas man. It's like,
yeah.
Yes,
that that works.
It fits in. Yeah, and the more I think about it, it's like, yeah, like exactly. Like you even go to the city and like tell someone you're from the city or from Penrith, they're going, I will talk slower then for you, so you can understand the words that I'm saying out of my mouth. Do you understand, Penrith man, the words that I am saying? So again. And that's just literally an hour away, so I do get that.
Well, look, before we dive into the next edition of Correcting IGN, while we're on Superman, clearly James Gunn's announced the latest castings. What do you guys think?
The casting, I think, is absolutely sensational. I have zero, I've never been in my life looked at a casting call and went like a casting thing and went, yep, no notes. Perfect. Yeah. I couldn't have cast that better myself. Like, it's interesting. The choice of heroes. Ryan, you want to say something, sorry?
Yeah. I can really see as an avid Green Lantern reader, right, and fan, I can actually see Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, who's just like the rough and tumble
Yep.
Irish Green Lantern, not like Boston Irish, I should say. And the fact that he said, look, Nathan be Guy Gardner in this film, he will be Guy Gardner for throughout my whole universe.
Yeah, exactly.
And I thought that was pretty good. Like, not going to chop and change. But yeah, I think Chris has hit the nail on the head. The casting for Mr. Terrific is pretty much spot on. I mean, James Gunn always has a bit of a knack for casting well. Yeah, I agree 100%. I couldn't have asked for a better cast so far.
And there were some people like not happy with Isabella Mercedes, Dora the Explorer as
Hawk Girl.
Hawk Girl, but she's not like the Hawk. She's a different like this. She's not.
Yeah.
So
It's
she's
the
not.
it's the Henry Cavill Geralt thing over again. Where's his beard?
Or no, like there's different versions of Hawk Girl, and she's one of and they're not
One of the different versions.
One of the versions
Well,
of it, and
Hawk Girl basically gets every time she dies, she gets reincarnated again. So you could have unlimited multiverse of Hawk Girls to pull from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like yeah. But I think she's perfect.
yeah, I think she'll I think she was fine as Hawk Girl. I didn't really tell how young she actually was. Like she's barely an adult, but yeah, I think that's like
That's because she's Dora the Explorer, Chris.
But yes, no, she's 22, like which is fine. But like, but yeah, a few years ago she was Dora the Explorer on a TV series on a big production on budget movie of Dora the Explorer, which I can't believe I'm saying that out loud. The big budget production and the big budget the big budget Dora the Explorer film.
I can totally believe you saying that because the number one movie in the cinemas at the moment is Barbie. So there you go. It got a 9 out of 10 from IGN. So
Well, that tells you something. Speaking of IGN, are you guys ready for the next installment of Correcting IGN?
Oh, I was born ready, young man.
yeah,
Are you ready? Are you ready to be triggered?
I'm ready to tell the internet community how wrong I am yet again.
Well, this one, I'm shortening it because it is the top 100 video games of all time. But
already, I know they're wrong. Like I can't even I don't even have to speak.
I'm calling it right now. Last of Us Part 2 is their number one, isn't it?
I haven't looked. I don't think so. Now this is from 2021, so
Okay.
anything within the last couple of years is not on the list.
Mm-hmm.
So from number 25, it's God of War.
Okay. That should be higher, but yeah, whatever.
All right.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say I don't know. I'm going to say I don't know a lot of these games because I'm not I don't live to game every single day. Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger, yeah. That's a Super Nintendo JPRG.
Yep.
It is quite popular. Yeah, I'll agree. It's definitely in the top 25, 100%. I've played it many, many, many times.
All right. Number 23, Portal.
Never played it.
No.
Interesting, but okay.
Street Fighter 2.
Yep. Street Fighter 2 is one of my favorites of all time.
That should be higher, but okay. All right.
Should be, and it's got to be Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition.
Yeah, exactly. Which Street Fighter? Yeah, which Street Fighter 2 are they talking about?
There's Turbo
Street
Edition.
Fighter 2, Turbo, Alpha, Blue, seven Hells of Destiny Sin. Which Street Fighter 2 are we talking about? Like, be more specific.
They don't say.
It's IGN, so they're not going to be more specific.
And you know what? They probably don't even know the differences.
They probably re-edited someone else's Twitter.
Some guy behind behind this said, "Okay, I'm holding up numbers between 1 and 5 behind my back. Street Fighter, which one's the best one? Pick a number."
Okay, number 21, Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah. Oh, it's only 21.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're probably saving things.
Okay.
Number 20, Undertale.
No.
Never played it.
Don't. Okay, just. Oh my god, get
This is what I want. Number 19, a game that I bought but never played, and then I traded it in to get something else. Bloodborne.
I played Blood on the PS collection, the free one.
But again, this is the best game of all time. Like, no,
Shouldn't
not
be top-
even, not
it
even. Get this thing
shouldn't be
off.
top 20.
Like, what the hell?
It's a good game, but it's not top 20
Good
material.
game,
of
but
all time.
come on.
Number 18, Bioshock.
Yeah, that should be up there, BioShock, I'm going to say.
Look, it was a good.
I think it should be top 20, definitely. For me personally, top 20. Because I've played and finished all three of them many times.
Coming in at 17, The Last of Us Part 1.
Should be higher.
Okay,
100%.
Interesting.
It would be in
For
my
sure.
top 10.
Yeah,
My top 10.
100%. 100%.
Just because there was no game ever like it since.
No, not at all.
Ahead of its time. Okay, number 16, The Witcher 3.
That's actually a bit low.
That is
I was
a
going
bit
to
low.
say.
That's in my top 5.
That'd be my top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Like, that game was the amount of hours I've sunk into that fucking game.
The amount of time that Henry Cavill sunk into that game.
Yeah.
And again, let's not forget the greatest thing ever in that game, where there's a scene where you can literally it's like going, "Please, Geralt, no, if not for me, but for my wife, save my family." You leave the cutscene, you press the button. How about a game of Gwent? All right, I'm a pretty good card player. And then it's like, well, that scene changed tone quite significantly. Yeah, please go save my family. How about some cards? Well, I put some pretty damn good cards.
That's almost on par with Final Fantasy VIII card game.
Oh yeah, same thing.
My God, we've just discovered that our this lady we've been all orphans and our lives as we know it to change. Hey, want to play cards?
Oh my God. Again, right. Not to mention FF8, how crazy is it that in that game, your teacher, Quistis,
wants to fuck you.
like just takes you on this mission to get you alone, like in some secluded training area, because she wants to go down on the small bonus. I was like going, what a great teacher you are! This is the top shelf teacher.
Jamie, there's the title of the episode: "Going Down on a Squall Boner."
Let's call that.
Wow.
But she was just like so into the book, like she was just like all about the Squall deal. So this was great.
You can't tell me she plotted to kill Renoa several
Oh no, Renoa's dead. I'm surprised she did. Like her surviving through the game was a coincidence.
Renoa's down in battle, and Squall's like, "Quick, give me the Phoenix down." Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just doing my nails.
It's like, oh no, I dropped it. Oh no, I broke it.
Oh, we
no,
need to go
it's
back
the
to an
last
item
one.
shop to buy one. Oh no, it's the last one ever. Oh.
Number 15, Halo 2.
Yeah.
I'm like, no Halos should be in there at all.
No,
I don't.
see,
I never got into Halo. Seriously.
Halo destroyed gaming.
Yeah.
And I actually truly do mean that. It took gaming from like going, hey, great gameplay, great mechanics, and tell an amazing story, to like going, here's 4 players, now go create the dude shooter bro like fucking genre. Like going, so I have to say it probably destroyed gaming more than helped.
Yeah. Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Yep.
Fucking
that's top 10 for me, but yeah, it's close enough.
Wow. I think it's low I think it's a bit low on this list.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what they made room for coming up. Number 13, Hades.
Get fucked. Okay, no, seriously, if you're gonna go, if you're gonna put Castlevania on your list, and then you're gonna be like going, Hades, a game that basically just takes everything learned from like standing on the shoulders of the leg. Oh, you fucking hell. Like,
Yeah, no,
I
thank
get
you.
it. There's a social justice message in the game, and it's very, and they're going, oh, it's so impactful. It's going, yes, okay, so it's impactful that a Western company makes a gay character, but in Japan, there's like that's just standard being like a flashy dude, and also you're also
Yeah.
expected to be gay as well. It's like going, so big and brave for Western studios, standard for Japanese studios. So like, come on, just Anyway,
Yeah. Game I thoroughly enjoyed, Grand Theft Auto 5.
yeah, okay, look, great game. I think it's one of the most realistic of the Grand Theft Autos because there's a dude that you could just be a psychopath with and like going.
Oh yeah,
just, you know,
100%.
like, and that's really what anyone really wants to play in GTA is that they play as a psychopath. Like they just like they're
And you can
homicidal.
and you can
Never
choose
played them.
you can choose a character to kill off just so your other character can get more money.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Look, I honestly think it's probably one of the best Grand Theft Autos. And once it went on PC, the mods that have been hilarious.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, never played any of the Grand Theft Auto games.
Really?
So,
Man, I think you'd like Grand Theft Auto 5. It's a heist. Essentially, it's a heist game.
I might try it.
Well, I'd say, look, when you got some spare time,
Yeah,
I'm not
definitely.
saying rush off and play it now. Just when you get a chance. Number 11, Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah, look, I think that's a classic for gamers of our era.
Yeah.
Like I remember going to my nan's house and playing it on the old NES, the NES system, and then obviously on Super Nintendo with Super Mario All Stars. Yeah, I don't think it belongs in the top 10, but I definitely would say top 50 for sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't belong above half the talking about.
Yeah. Number 10, Disco Elysium. Have you guys heard of that?
No.
Just no. Okay,
No.
okay. Like this game list just smacks of pretension. Just the amount of like, well, have you heard of this game called Three Sticks and a Fork? Well, of course you haven't. Well, if I might, like, yes, they're like Final Fantasy VII reshaped gaming industry, changed storytelling for old games, and was universally loved. But Three Sticks and a Fork, developed by a man playing in his backyard, I think is a vastly superior game than your Final Fantasy.
Yeah. So basically, you're saying that this is the Oscars.
This is the hipsters
game
list. This is not a game list. This is the hipsters game list of choice. Like,
and occasionally they're throwing in one that's actually decent to throw you off.
Correct.
So Half-Life 2.
Yep, I love Half-Life.
Yeah. That's.
I don't think it's definitely top 20 for me, but not as high as it is.
Now for one of my favorite games of all time, Red Dead Redemption 2. I personally think it should be higher.
I can't comment because I've never played it.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great game. It's also one of those ones where it's really weird. Like, I think it's slightly too realistic in certain things, where like you take forever to do certain actions that just fucking like oh, come on, just pick up the fucking.
Be grateful. Be grateful that you don't have to poop, because I was like, if you had to poop in this game, it would be too realistic for me.
But again, no, great game. I had like this like basically hand cannon for my gun, where basically I just ripped the things apart with it, just like going like, oh, hilarious game. Good game.
I just love the stuff you can do. Like, I saw a video of some guy, like, there's the cannibals, I think, or no, they aren't the cannibals. They're like murderers. Like, so they'd lure you into their brother and sister lovers that would lure you into their cabin and then drug you and then steal all your crap. But basically, like, once you know who they are, you don't even have to interact with them properly. You just go up and lasso them and drag them off and do what you want. Which I like games where you can just do anything. Like Chris, remember when you played one of the Spider-Man games, and you're going like, why can't you beat up civilians? You know?
Oh yeah,
like, you wanted to be able to beat up civilians, you know.
Or Crash Cars. Yeah, exactly. I was like, why can't I be the Spider-Man I want to be?
Yeah. All right, number 7, Super Mario 64. I don't remember it being that amazing. I mean, I think
Again, this
the
is a
whole
hipster,
thing was
this is a fucking hipster game list, and I was reading this going like, no,
yeah.
not
I-
like, no.
I'm
Sorry,
definitely seeing a pattern here because the next one's Mass Effect 2.
Oh, fucking hell.
Well, what's your favorite Mass Effect, Chris? One or two? I know that it says just 1 or 2.
What, like, again, if we're talking about games that changed an era, one changed was brought this like one was massive for gaming.
Yeah.
One was basically like going, oh my god, there's choices in games. What you mean? Like oh my god, the character died. Why? Oh, didn't make the choice. Oh shit! Like there was a really like amazing like branching story, and it was the first sort of game like it was basically the remnants of the Knights of the Old Republic because obviously it's BioWare.
Mm-hmm.
2 was they stripped away all the RPG elements and made it a shooter, and these dipshits are going, oh yeah, it was much easier for me to play because of my shit abilities. It's going, yeah, oh god, like, just fuck off, like, oh,
All right.
yeah, okay, but all right, let's continue on, Jamie, the list of disappointments.
We're in the top 5 now. All right, number 5 is Super Metroid.
Look, I have a soft spot for Super Metroid. I absolutely love it, but not like it is one of my all-time favorites, but it's not top 5. It's my top 10 for sure. But I guess I don't know. It's a game that I can always go back to when I just want to play a game for 4 hours. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
Number 4, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Okay, so this is basically like Nintendo. Like again, did IGN Nintendo write this list because like they didn't like honestly like seriously? Did they play any other system but Nintendo? Like because the fuck.
Number 3 is Portal 2.
No, like.
No. Number 2 is Super Mario World, definitely
Again,
Nintendo.
back to my fucking point.
And who wants to guess what number 1 is?
Oh, it's gonna be fucking something Nintendo based, isn't
Mario
it?
Kart.
No, it's gonna be like.
That's interesting enough. That should be in the top 25.
Yeah,
it's gonna be something Nintendo based, like something.
Can I? Is it an Assassin's Creed game?
No. Chris was right. It's Nintendo.
You're kidding me. It's not a. No, I give up.
Breath of the Wild.
Oh, get fucked! Like seriously, like go jump on a giant.
I almost got excited when you said Breath. I thought, Breath of Fire 2, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I can be behind that. But no, no.
Okay,
no.
so
It's not even the best Zelda game.
All right, the fact that you don't have Metal Gear Solid in your top 10 list means you failed. You're shit.
100%.
You are fucking shit. Any of the Metal Gear games in the top 10.
I'm scrolling through it now. Metal Gear Solid 3 is at 27.
Where's Final Fantasy 7? Out of curiosity.
No, oh my god. Okay, I'm at number 30. And it says Final Fantasy XIV.
14.
What? Oh, 14. Yeah, okay, 14. Yeah. I've never played it, but Chris loves it. So
loved it. Great game. Exactly. But
okay, scrolling through Metal Gear Solid 36.
Is that the original?
Yes. Funny enough, Last of Us Part 2 is at 38.
Okay.
Resident Evil is 40.
Okay.
Skyrim is 41. Like, dude, come on.
Come on.
What's VI? That's 11?
VI is 6.
Yep, 7's not on the list.
Final Fantasy 6 is 44.
Final Fantasy 6 is a great game, but it's not better than 7.
Knights of the Old
7's
Republic.
not on the list.
Really? Did you go through it?
Yep, 7's on the list.
Oh.
Okay. 7. There's no 7. There's no Crash Bandicoot. There's no Tomb Raider. Again.
No, there is. 62 is Rise of Tomb Raider.
No, don't give you are fucking again. Okay.
Yeah, I
This
want to
is
know.
meant to be the top video games of all time, not the top games I've played fairly recently and
Yeah.
and understand the like the controls.
Hmm.
Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3 were iconic games that changed the fucking industry. Were they hard? Yes. Is that probably why they're on this list? Of course, that's the reason why they're on this list because these modern game journalists can't play games, and so they can't.
The top 100 easiest games.
Oh, just fucking hell! Like,
And come on, Assassin's Creed Black Flag is 97.
oh, that was a game.
Final Fantasy 7 is 98.
Oh, yeah. Fuck like a
IGN, you have been corrected. Boys, give me your top 5, like just like loosely, just off the top of your head.
Okay, top
Oh.
5. Whew, top 5 for me, I'm gonna say Breath of Fire 3 comes in at number 5.
Yep,
Ooh.
I agree with that one actually.
God of War Ragnarok comes in at number 4.
Ooh,
Final Fantasy 16 comes in at 3.
yep.
Final Fantasy 7 comes in at 2.
Yep.
And probably my favorite, which is one that I will just keep replaying and replaying and replaying, would have to be Resident Evil 2.
It's a good list.
I've played it about 150 billion times, and I still love it every time. So yeah, that's my list.
So I would go with a few slight changes. I'd probably say 8 again because I'm a heretic.
Yeah.
8 at number 1 because I'm a heretic. 7 at number
But that
2.
doesn't mean eight's not eight would be in my top 10.
Yeah,
I'm not.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm weird. I'm one of those weird heretics that rate 8 above all others. But again, that's because I am a heretic. 7 and then 7, 16, and then I would throw in. And this is a weird one, but it's still one that I think that gave me such that I remember so fondly was Dragon Age Origins.
Oh yeah.
The original
yes.
Dragon Age. I think I finished that 6 times.
Nice.
Did that come out before Skyrim or after Skyrim?
Oh, 2009, I think so. No, 2000. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I can't remember the exact year it came out, but it was. Some would argue it was the last great BioWare game. Like it was the last game that really felt like a true BioWare. Like it felt like they hadn't dumbed down any of the mechanics. It felt like a true RPG like sort of experience, like a true RPG experience. 2009. So before Skyrim, and it was a game like sort of stuck between its eras where the dialogue trees were not just like 3 options of dialogue. You had tons of conversation options. You could just talk to the customers all you wanted, like things. And to me, it had one of the greatest romance stories in all of Western. Like again, normally Western writers are shit and they can't fucking do crap because they in all these romance games they always go like, oh, when you finally get to sleep with them, that's the end result. That's the pinnacle. And it's like going, well, then clearly you've never dated clearly anyone ever or anything. And then they introduce this character Morrigan, and getting her to sleep with is really easy. Like you can do, but actually getting her to fall in love with you is really difficult. And it's like going, so like reality. To the point where as you're getting closer towards her in terms of actually becoming like close, when you go up to there and try to get it on, she actually declines you. She's like, no, because she's actually having doubts. She's having feelings about things inside of her own head, and then like it was just a truly amazing story on that one, particularly when the ending just on that one is just like. I've never had a game where the dialogue option that appeared was exactly what I screamed in my head, where she said to you where she literally says to you at the end of the game, like after this is done, I have to leave, and then like in my head the characters are going, I will come and find you, and then the dialogue that option in dialogue, and then after you save the world, they go like the king's like to you like, oh, what are you going to do now that you save the world? And again, the dialogue option that was there was like, I'm gonna go find her, and then rather than like doing anything about helping the kingdom, the story like concluded that your Grey Warden character goes off into the wilderness, like spending years in hunting to find to Morrigan, and then because then it says your link between you realize she always regretted leaving, and then they released a DLC where they finally got reunited again together, and I was like going, oh, you like perfect. I was like, oh, BioWare, you used to write such well. Like, you used to write such amazing. What happened, you stupid company? Anyway, not to be mad about a company, but yeah. So is my list similar to Ryan's? Yes. Is this list from IGN absolute shit? Honestly, I think they write them bad on purpose, though. I honestly believe they write them bad to get clicked, so people can be like, "Oh, I can't believe they wrote that shitty list." It's like going, "Yep, I think that's on purpose."
Hey, I'm okay with it. We got a whole segment out of it now, so
Yep.
keeping us busy.
Absolutely. What's it? What now, young Jim? What's going through your mind, Baldy?
Oh, so you don't want to hear my top 5? Okay, that's all right.
Exactly, I do. That's what I said. What's going on in your mind, Baldy? Because of the 6 games you play, which ones are the top 5?
Oh my, no, you see, no. Well, actually, some of them are. I mean, I'm
FIFA 22, yes. FIFA 23, yes. FIFA 21.
Actually, no, because I only play FIFA every 4 years.
Ah,
it may coincide with the FIFA World Cup, and and well, I did watch the FIFA the Women's World Cup the other night, so maybe I am feeling a bit antsy to play soccer. But no, like FIFA's not on my list at all.
All right, Jamie.
And like please. This is just off the top of my head.
Yep, off the top of your head. Top 5.
Last of Us.
Okay.
No specific order. So Last of Us, Red Dead 2. I have to put Skyrim in there because I have fond memories of
who doesn't
of Skyrim Weekend.
Skyrim Weekend was great.
It was phenomenal. Okay. Probably Fable. The
original or the chapters?
The expansion.
Yep, the chapters one, isn't it? Dark chapters?
Yeah. So yeah. So because that expansion was great. And then look, it's tough, but I think just because of how much I absolutely freaking loved it, even though it was pretty glitchy, the Turtle game they released about 10 years ago called Out of the Shadows. It was the first game where you could switch between turtles.
Yep.
And it was like, RPG type. You'd upgrade your turtle. You have special moves, and Donnie had the most cheaty move ever.
Yeah.
Because he had tech. Like you'd upgrade his tech, and there was this move that was like basically just annihilate everyone around you in one move.
You just pulled out a gun or something like.
No, it was more like I think it was like a shockwave. Like, so you go up in the air and you smash the ground with like this massive shockwave that just hits everyone out. But yeah, I think that's my top 5, at least right now. I could correct it later, but that's just off the top of my head.
That's a good list. That again.
And look,
it's a bit unfortunate for you that your favorite game, your favorite franchise, has never really been able to hit the game as well. The Turtles, basically,
Yeah. Although I am excited that they've talked about them doing a Last Ronin game, God of War style, which kind of makes
they did announce that, didn't they?
Which makes sense because you've got 4 weapons, you'll switch between them, and
yep. Playing as an angry and regretful Mikey, like it's
I know. I'd honestly prefer that over a movie, to be honest, because I would be engrossed in it, and that would become. I'd have to get rid of one of the 6 games and replace it with this 6 game.
And again, I like, and it's not true because obviously we know why they gave them different weapons to distinguish them, but I do like the law that's sort of now why Splinter gave each turtle the weapon of why he gave each turtle that weapon. I do like that now. It makes complete logical sense when you think about it.
Yeah. Which they probably figured out later.
They did. That this is 100% an after the fact thing. That's going, Michelangelo the Scatterbrain turtle. They gave him nunchucks because it required the weapon that required the most focus and discipline to use, and they gave Raph the Hothead,
Yeah.
the violent one, size because it's a peacekeeping weapon. It's actually a defensive weapon. They gave Donatello a stick because he's the tech turtle. Yes, I understand that there's more than life than technology. And they gave Leonardo swords because he's the most ethical one, and so he's the only one that really has the right mindset. Should he kill or not? And so going, yes, perfect personality traits for the weapons wielding the turtles. It's like, it's so perfect, but we know why they didn't do that. Like they just gave him weapons because it was cool.
100%.
But having said that, the lore written around that now, I'm going, yes, that makes complete sense in terms of why each turtle has a weapon.
It's it's interesting. I watched a turtle doco recently, and how Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird basically had a falling out, and it came down to them. They cared more about the business and the art, and how I didn't realize that Kevin Eastman actually walked away for 14 years. He wasn't involved at all. And that's when Peter Laird took over.
Yep.
And I think to this day, I actually prefer it when Peter Laird's involved. As much as I love IDW, the IDW comic run, that's when Kevin Eastman came back on. Well, because my favorite cartoon is 2003 series, done by Peter Laird.
Yeah, because he wanted to take Tales into more of a sort of a darker sort of vision, and so then that's what that series
and
is.
Like
about.
in that series, there's a dude who gets cut from head to toe straight down the middle. You go like, kids show.
Remember, Jamie, Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Turtles counted out 1, 2, 3, 4.
Turtles.
Turtles.
Turtles. And then, of course, the 2007 movie, which I absolutely loved. Like, casting, perfect cast. That's my favorite cast of any TMNT ever done, is the 2007 movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You've got Sarah Michelle Gellar as April. You've got Chris Evans as Casey. You've got Nolan North as Raphael.
Yeah.
Who to this day is one of my favorite voice actors. Perfect Splinter. Perfect. What's his name? The Matrix guy doing the voiceover, the narration.
Lawrence Fishburne.
That's the one. Yeah, great voiceover. Freaking Patrick Stewart. Perfection. And it just makes me angry at how bad the casting of the new Turtle movie is.
And you again, that 2007 movie also had, let's not forget, Captain America as Casey Jones.
Yeah, that's what I said. Chris Evans.
Yes.
And he was great. I freaking loved it. And they were supposed to get a second one, which was going to be one of my favorite Turtle arcs, which was City at War. That would have been so good.
But it didn't make enough money, apparently.
No. Despite the fact that when I saw it in the movies, it was filled with karate students. Like a whole karate studio went down to see the new Ninja Turtles movie.
Well, yep, that's what happens. $95 million in box office, but the budget was $34 million. So,
not enough to break even.
Not enough.
But yeah.
It's disappointing. It's but it's also really funny. There was on a side note of breaking even. There was an article came out, and I was just like laughing because they're like going, "Oh, Indiana Jones, the new movie broke even because it has a production cost of $300 million and it's made $300 million at the box office." Am I going? That's the dumbest thing I've ever. That's literally the dumbest thing I've ever read now. Because one,
it has to triple.
It has to triple, and also, but two, yes, because all that money doesn't go to Disney. 54% go to the cinemas. Then the actors take their money, and then because Indiana Jones, there's probably residual agreements with Harrison Ford, so he gets more money than that. Then there's the marketing cost. Then what's left over is what the profit is. And guess what? It's probably not going to be a lot of profit there. And they've even said, "Oh, the new Little Mermaid probably broke even." I'm going, given the cost of how cheap those actors are, maybe at like like it might a little bit, but actually might break even, which is
Googling.
Movie box office. Let's just double check that box office. Yeah, okay, $250 million, and it's going to make up to probably 560. So it's probably going to break even. Congratulations, you've cost the studio nothing. Because that's exactly what a studio wants when they make a movie. It's like, oh, let's just break even. Let's make no profit. Yeah. This is exactly what the studios are thinking. They're going, how can we make all of our money back and then go with a zero net position? But here's the thing. It's actually not a zero net position because of inflation and actually the rising cost of cash. You actually already at a loss. And because, yes, you might have made your money back, but if it takes you 3 years to film something, that's a lot of time investment that you then just basically piss away. So even if you just break even, you've actually lost. You've lost. Anyway, let's not go down to the whole finances of it. But I just saw so many Disney defending articles saying Little Mermaid and Indiana Jones are fine. It's that the broke even. It's gonna be great. It's going. Unless you're stupid, that's fine. Yeah, sure.
Sounds like they borrowed a speech from The Rock.
Yeah. The Rock's mathematics. We've made money. It's like, no, you haven't. No, you haven't.
He's like, well, I got paid.
Yeah, you got paid. Yeah, that's. Oh, good God. Good God. Yeah. Ryan, how do you feel about The Rock these days?
No, I'm not a fan. Not really a fan. He hasn't done anything worthwhile for a long time.
Yeah, so I think it's that it's the glow is finally worn off him. I think all that wrestling glory and
Oh, definitely.
Oh, it's a shame.
Oh well, this was fun, boys.
It was
another long episode. So I think we will wrap it up. Any final thoughts from you about IGN and video games and life?
IGN and video games shouldn't be in the same sentence based off their list. That's my final thought.
That should be international.
The Lion King is all about lion incest.
And he ain't even implying that.
Not even no, because it's not even implied incest. It's just Nala and Simba are family members from the same pride. When a lion takes a pride of female lions, there's one lion that mates, the alpha male, and so all of the children are his, which means Nala and Simba have the same father. Anyway.
No, that might technically make them stepbrother and sister.
Oh, there we go. Half brother and sister.
No, well,
yes.
Well, either way, even if she was adopted into the family, she's still family, you know.
Lions didn't do a lot of adopting because, remember, like I said, when a new male takes when new males take over the pride,
kills
they go and kill all of the male lions that have been born because they want all the female ones to mate with, so they go kill the male ones, and all the female lions look at that and go, "That's hot. Yeah, you just ate my son. That is hot. Oh, yes. That is, yeah.
Eugenics at its finest, right?
No, it's the meme that Ryan posted about Arwen when she met probably a tiny child Aragorn. It's like, or the one I posted where Anakin tells Padme how he slaughters everyone, and the girl's like, ooh,
I like that. Well, on that incestuous note, thank you guys for listening. If you're still listening, please subscribe, give us a review on the podcast reviewing places. You can become a sponsor by heading over to buymeacoffee.com/STTATF, link in the show notes.
And if Jamie doesn't kill my perfect segues, it'll be awesome.
Yeah. Well, if you have a problem with killing segues, please send us an email to thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com or send us a message over at stories_podcast. And if you feel like it, buy my book, Letters from the Emu World. Link also in the show notes. And I think I'll take you home with this. Next time you guys are in a restaurant, right, I want you to think about this.
Okay.
While you wait for the waiter, in that moment, do you not become the waiter?
No! shit.
Thank you, guys. Have a good week. Catch you next time.
See you next time.